People were claiming that The Wild Robot was the best Dreamworks movie yet. Is that true? Well, I was able to watch it, so here's my review on it. So let me just say this straight off the bat. In my opinion, this is not the best Dreamworks movie, but I can see how people see that. In my opinion, I still love How to Train Your Dragon trilogy, Shrek, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. All of those movies are significantly better in my opinion, but this one is still in the top 10 best Dreamworks movies. And of course, Dreamworks does it again with the animation. It's a combination of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which worked really well, and then taking a few years off of that animation with these past couple projects, they bring it back in with The Wild Robot and works. The comedy in here is great, especially towards the beginning of the film when everything's kicking into gear. There's some really funny lines. Best jokes of the whole movie right there. One of the reasons why this is not my favorite Dreamworks movie, missing some of those key elements in the theme that make it those mature Dreamworks stories. Like Shrek, Puss in Boots, How to Train Your Dragon, those have a mature theme, right? This one doesn't. This one still has that tone, make it reach those heights. And also with the theme on how it builds upon that, you're liking these characters throughout, that when these elements of the theme do come into play, it hits, especially like the beginning portion of it. It hits. The theme just makes this movie heartwarming. That's what it is. Just the entire movie just feels heartwarming because of this theme. The entire movie is just this heartwarming feel to it. And just the first half of the movie is focusing on the being a parent part of the film. That part was the strongest part of the film in my opinion. I'll get to the second half. Second half's still good, but I'll get to it. Just the main heart of the entire film is the strongest part of it. I have to talk about the second half of this movie. Like I said, I really like the first half of it, but what holds the movie back a lot is the second half of it. Right when basically the first part of the theme ends, the first story bit, transition into the next story. Just the next story is not as good as the first one. I really like the first story and the theme they had, and I wish that was the entire movie right there, but just the second half of the story was not as strong as the first half was. It was still good, but it was nowhere near as strong as the first half was. Just the entire second act felt weaker, just compared to the first act. When it comes to everything, the comedy, the theme, the story, just everything, the second act didn't have it all, like the first half did. And also this movie, I wish it didn't do this in the first half of the movie because it felt like it was trying to rush to the second act of the movie. But in the first act of the movie, when the goose is growing up, they basically just do this montage. I don't want the montage. I want to see the actual process of this goose growing up. This basically parent learning all these steps. I don't just want to cut towards the end of it. I want to see the process of it all. I want to see Baby Goose all the way to where he is in the movie. I want to see him grow and develop. I don't want a montage of him learning to fly. I don't want to just see pictures of him growing up. I actually want to see that all play out. And those two problems are holding me back from saying this is the best Dreamworks movie yet. The Wild Robot may not be the best Dreamworks movie yet, but it's still a really good. It has a great, heartwarming theme to it. The first act of the movie is strong. The second act of the movie is still good, but nowhere near as strong as the first act. First act had all the theme, heartwarmingness that you need. And coming from someone who has not read the book, I can say that this movie is definitely worth checking out. If you like this video, maybe you'll be interested in my Dreamworks ranking, or another video down here. But with that, thanks for watching.